For those who don't know, Dr. Disrespect just dropped a nuke on Twitter last night, talking about how he was guilty of texting a minor through Twitch's Whisper system in 2020. I always feel like I'm used to this internet drama by now. I feel like nothing can shock me, and then all of a sudden I'll get a right hook to the face like this. Why does this shit keep happening, man? Now, most people know the story by now, considering everybody and their mothers were talking about it on Twitter and YouTube last night. But if for some reason you don't know what happened, Dr. Disrespect back in 2020 was banned from Twitch, and the reason was never given why, until I believe a couple days ago, an ex-Twitch employee decided that one random night he was just gonna drop a bomb and said that Dr. Disrespect was banned from Twitch for talking to a minor through their Whisper system. And obviously that blew the fuck up on Twitter, and initially Dr. Disrespect denied any wrongdoing. And he was denying it right up until yesterday when he just posted a giant tweet fully admitting and taking accountability that he did text a minor back through the Twitch's Whisper system. And he specifically says that they bordered along the line of inappropriate. So now we get to the question, is the Dr. Disrespect situation really that bad? The answer is pretty simple. Yes. Now, obviously, it's hard to form a real opinion about this entire situation without seeing the texts that were exchanged between the two, because I think the text would be a huge part as to what makes this situation for most people go from, oh, this is super gross and weird, to, oh my god, this guy's a criminal, lock this fucker up. Which, it's unfortunate because the internet will probably never see these messages, so it's pretty hard to get a gauge of the extent and how graphic these messages really were. However, after going through Dr. Disrespect's tweet, I think for most people, it left a sour taste in their mouth. And there's a couple things in the tweet that really stuck out to me and that I wanted to talk about in this video. And I think we can get a really good idea of what happened based on this tweet. So the paragraph where he mentions that everybody has been wanting to know why he was banned from Twitch, and for reasons outside of his control, he wasn't allowed to say anything for the last 7 years until 2 former Twitch employees came out and disclosed the accusations. And apparently now he can speak about it. So I think it goes without saying that this probably wasn't a legal thing. It was probably more so a reputation thing, because obviously having a controversy like this is detrimental to any reputation you have. So I think Dr. Disrespect was really trying to protect his reputation, considering he has affiliation with companies. He even has his own gaming company that he founded in 2021. He's got a lot of people riding on his brand. And it wouldn't take a detective to realize that Dr. Disrespect probably knew that this entire thing coming out would fucking obliterate his brand and everything, kind of like it is now. So in the interest of protecting everything and everybody, I wouldn't be surprised at all to find out that he was protecting this from getting out. In his own words, he mentioned that these were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes lean too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. From that sentence alone, it's pretty difficult to get a grip on what inappropriate means in this context. I mean, for example, you could have a conversation with an 11-year-old talking about how much you hate your wife. I would consider that inappropriate. However, taking into account that Twitch banned him, took him to civil court, and in the next line, he's literally saying that nothing illegal happened, no pictures were shared, no crimes were committed. It becomes pretty clear that these messages are considered inappropriate because they were sexually charged, which obviously is fucking horrendous. I think it would be ignorant for people to not look at both sides of the story, even in a situation as serious and real as this. At the end of his tweet, Dr. Disrespect mentions that he's not the same guy that made all those mistakes 7 years ago, which I honestly think is a fair thing to say. Nobody's gonna be the same person they were 7 years ago. Not anybody in life is gonna have that. But you have to keep in mind that Dr. Disrespect did this when he was 35 years old. That is so far from just being an adult. He's basically middle-aged at that point. I feel like at that point in life, you should know that basic shit like that isn't right. That's not to say you don't make mistakes in adulthood, but making a mistake like that, where you're just talking to a minor as a fucking grown man, it's gross and weird, and Dr. Disrespect should have absolutely known it was wrong at that point. So to bring the point up that you're not the same person that you were 7 years ago, I think it falls on deaf ears because it just holds so little meaning, at least in this situation, you know? And not to mention, he kind of says this point as if like it's not a huge deal that he's texting a minor, but the fact of the matter is, we have to think about what happens if Twitch never stepped in, you know? What if Twitch never banned his account? What would have happened after that point? Would they have met in real life? What would have happened? Nobody knows. And I think that's what seriously takes this whole situation to the next level. Now, Dr. Disrespect also mentions at the end of the tweet that he plans on coming back and nobody's gonna stop him from doing so. I don't think you need to be psychic to see how that's gonna go. I'm just assuming it'll be bombarded with straight up negativity, which rightfully so. Now, the whole situation is just super messed up. Now, I'm surprised by Twitter every day. I actually saw some white knights coming out of the woodwork to defend Dr. Disrespect, including the Coomer King himself, Sneeko. Now, the majority of these dudes are just people you never want to meet in society. Most of them are just talking about how it's not weird that he's texting a minor. They started bringing in OnlyFans and shit like that. Just really weird stuff trying to justify a 35-year-old man talking inappropriately to a minor. It's just weird and gross. And I just wanted to talk about the situation a little bit. I'll see you guys later.